The shipping container creaks as the metal doors swing open. The stench hits first: damp straw, old fruit, and fear. Inside the dark space, under a tangle of rusted cages, a tiny creature shivers. The infant gorilla barely lifts its head, weak arms trembling. Its wide, sunken eyes scan the unfamiliar faces of approaching rescuers. "Over here!" shouts Sofia, the lead field agent, her voice sharp with urgency. She kneels beside the frail infant, heart pounding. He's barely breathing. Behind her, Dr. Marcus, the veterinary specialist, moves quickly. "Get fluids ready. We need to stabilize him before transport." The illegal wildlife trade operation had been raided hours earlier after months of surveillance. Authorities found parrots, reptiles, even exotic cats, but nothing prepared them for the sight of the malnourished baby gorilla hidden in the back. As agents secure the site, Sofia gently wraps the infant in a thermal blanket. The tiny body weighs nearly nothing. "He shouldn't even be alive," she whispers. The transport van speeds toward the rehabilitation center. Inside, Dr. Marcus monitors vital signs, adjusting IV lines, whispering calm reassurances as the gorilla moans weakly. "You're safe now, little one. Hold on." Upon arrival, the staff at Green Haven Primate Rehabilitation Center springs into action. Caretakers Anna and Luis work with quiet precision, preparing a warm enclosure filled with blankets, humidifiers, and soft lighting. "He's severely dehydrated," Marcus reports, "malnourished, muscle atrophy. We're dealing with significant trauma, physical and psychological." Anna leans closer, wiping the gorilla's face gently with a damp cloth. "We'll get you through this," she promises softly. For days, survival hangs by a thread. The infant drifts in and out of consciousness, clinging weakly to the small stuffed toy placed beside him. Around-the-clock care becomes the team's entire focus. Fluid drips, gentle feedings, soft humming to comfort him through the long nights. Slowly, impossibly, the tiny gorilla stabilizes. Weeks turn into months. The infant, now named Poco, meaning little in honor of his fragile start, begins to gain strength. His fur thickens, his grip tightens, and his soft vocalizations return. But his eyes still carry the haunting emptiness of early trauma. "Physically, he's improving faster than I expected," Marcus tells the team during a late-night briefing. "Emotionally, that's where the real scars live." Attempts to introduce Poco to other rescued gorillas fail. He withdraws, sitting apart from the small troop, arms wrapped tightly around his chest, eyes lowered. Whenever caretakers approach, his muscles tense, as if bracing for harm. "He survived," Anna says one evening, while observing Poco through the observation window. "But he's not whole." Luis sighs beside her. He's been through things no creature should endure. And yet, within his fragile shell, Poco breathes. He eats, he watches. The journey ahead remains uncertain, but the worst has passed. For the first time since his rescue, the staff dares to hope. A year passes inside Green Haven Primate Rehabilitation Center. Poco has grown stronger, his small frame now sturdy, fur rich and healthy. But the emotional scars remain. He still sits apart from the others, always watching, always wary. The team has accepted his distance, though his solitude weighs on everyone who cares for him. Then, one humid afternoon, something changes. Caretaker Anna is refilling the water troughs when she notices Poco hovering nearby, closer than usual. His eyes fixate on the hose spraying into the basin. The glistening arc of water seems to hold his full attention. "Marcus," Anna calls softly, "you need to see this." Dr. Marcus approaches, watching as Poco inches forward. The other gorillas ignore the scene, but Poco's entire body seems drawn to the simple stream. His breathing slows. His arms relax. "It's the first time I've seen him this calm," Marcus whispers. For days, the staff observes the same behavior. Every time water flows, whether from sprinklers, rain runoff, or cleaning hoses, Poco drifts toward it. He sits quietly, eyes following every droplet. "It's like the water grounds him," Luis comments during a team meeting. "We may be looking at a breakthrough." The decision is made to cautiously experiment with water-based enrichment. If water soothes him, perhaps it can help his mind heal as well. One morning, as the sun rises over the facility, Ana and Luis carry a brightly colored kiddie pool into Poco's enclosure. The pool glistens under the morning light, filled with cool, fresh water. The team watches nervously from behind the observation barrier. Poco approaches slowly, eyes locked on the unfamiliar object. His breathing quickens as he circles it cautiously. Every staff member holds their breath. "Easy, Poco," Ana murmurs softly through the speaker. For several tense moments he simply studies the pool. His reflection stares back at him from the smooth surface. The air feels heavy, as if one wrong movement might send him retreating again. Then, without warning, Poco steps closer. His fingers skim the water's surface. A ripple dances across the pool. Poco pauses, sniffing, then dips both hands into the cool liquid. And suddenly, he leaps. The splash echoes through the habitat as water sprays in all directions. Poco spins, flailing his arms, stomping his feet. He twists in circles, sending waves sloshing over the edges. His movements are wild, but his vocalizations are soft. Not fear, but joy. The staff erupts in cautious amazement. "He's playing," Marcus breathes in disbelief. "He's actually playing." Luis wipes tears from the corner of his eye. This is the first time he's let go. Visitors gathering outside the observation windows watch in awe as the unusual scene unfolds. The once broken gorilla dances wildly in the center of his small pool, free, if only for a moment, from the weight he's carried for so long. For the first time, the facility feels something none of them have dared speak aloud: hope. The summer sun beats down over Greenhaven as visitors line the walkways, eagerly gathering near the observation windows. Inside the enclosure, Poco's pool glistens in the light, now a familiar centerpiece of his daily routine. Staff watches from behind the one-way glass, still amazed by how far he's come. "He's been doing this every afternoon for weeks now," Ana remarks, her voice filled with cautious joy. "It's like therapy for him." Luis smiles. "And for us, too." Cameras click as visitors capture Poco's unique ritual. He spins, splashes, and stomps, the water erupting around him in rhythmic waves. Children laugh, adults film. The video clips flood social media, earning millions of views. "Have you seen this?" Marcus says, scrolling through his phone during evening rounds. He's gone viral. They're calling him the dancing gorilla. The media attention brings new donors and resources to Greenhaven. But for the staff, none of that matters as much as seeing Poco finally find moments of peace. Until the moment everything changes. On a humid afternoon, storm clouds gather in the distance as Poco begins his usual routine. The staff watches as he circles the pool, spinning with wild delight. His arms slice through the air, feet stomping rhythmically on the slick plastic floor. But today something's different. "Careful," Marcus whispers, watching closely. He's moving too fast. The combination of wet surfaces and increased speed turns the joy into danger. Poco's foot slips suddenly on the edge of the pool, his body lurching sideways. Before anyone can react, his head strikes the hard rim with a sickening thud. The laughter outside stops instantly. Gasps erupt. Children scream. Cameras drop. Inside the enclosure, Poco crumples face down into the shallow water. "Move!" Ana yells, sprinting toward the emergency gate. Luis and Marcus follow instantly, hearts pounding as alarms blare throughout the facility. Security staff quickly secure the other gorillas, keeping the troop calm and contained. The team rushes into the habitat, Water ripples quietly around Poco's motionless body. His breathing is barely visible. Blood mixes faintly with the water around his head. "Pulse is weak," Marcus shouts, kneeling beside him. "We need to get him out now." Luis and two handlers carefully lift the limp body, cradling Poco's massive weight as gently as possible. Anna keeps his airway clear while Marcus administers oxygen. "Don't let go, Poco," Anna pleads under her breath. The visitors watch in stunned silence as staff floods the enclosure, working in desperate coordination. Outside, news crews begin arriving as word of the accident spreads. Inside the clinic, the atmosphere turns grim. Machines beep steadily as the medical team works in rapid, practiced unison. "His skull absorbed most of the impact," Marcus says, scanning the monitor. "Swelling is minimal, for now, but his vitals are dangerously unstable." Hours pass with little change. The facility falls into a heavy silence. Anna remains at Poco's side, stroking his arm softly. "You've fought so hard to come this far," she whispers. "Please don't stop now." The staff waits. The world watches. And in the stillness, hope hangs by a thread. Emergency lights bathe the medical room in cold, sterile glow. Poco lies motionless on the padded table, his chest rising and falling in shallow, uneven breaths. Monitors beep steadily, but each number feels like a fragile balancing act. Anna sits inches away, whispering softly, "Stay with us, little one." Dr. Marcus hunches over the ultrasound monitor, his voice tense. "Swelling stable for now. Skull fracture is minor, but respiratory distress is worsening. He's barely oxygenating." Luis paces anxiously nearby, stealing glances at the monitors. How much longer can he hold on like this? Marcus exhales sharply. Minutes, maybe hours. If he slips into full respiratory failure, we lose him. Outside, Greenhaven staff prepare for possible intubation, a dangerous option for a gorilla under this fragile state. The anesthesiology team stands ready, faces grim. Meanwhile, the other gorillas sit quietly in the adjacent enclosure, unusually subdued, as if they too sense the danger in the air. The world outside the sanctuary waits breathlessly. News helicopters hover overhead. Reporters camp outside the gates. Social media explodes with live updates, dancing gorilla fighting for life. Global outpouring of support for injured gorilla. Inside the ICU, tension thickens with every second. Suddenly, the monitors dip. "He's crashing!" Marcus yells. The team springs into action. Alarms blare as oxygen levels plummet. "Bag him now," shouts Luis, grabbing the ventilation mask. Anna steadies Poco's head while Marcus inserts the airway device. The room is silent except for the frantic hiss of oxygen forcing its way into Poco's lungs. "Heart rate's dropping," one nurse calls out. Anna's voice trembles but stays steady. "Come on, Poco, stay here. Fight." Marcus adjusts the IV drip, administering emergency steroids to combat brain inflammation. "We're losing him," he growls through clenched teeth. A long moment passes. Then, a sharp gasp. Poco's chest rises in a stronger rhythm. The monitors stabilize. Heart rate steady, oxygen climbing. The entire room seems to exhale as one. "He's stabilizing," Marcus confirms, finally allowing himself a small, exhausted smile. Luis wipes sweat from his brow. "I thought we lost him." Anna leans over, tears slipping down her cheek. She gently touches Poco's hand. "You stubborn little miracle." The critical crisis passes, but the danger isn't over. Marcus gives the hard truth. The next 48 hours are crucial. If swelling returns or secondary infection sets in, we're back in crisis. The staff works in rotating shifts, refusing to leave Poco unattended. Donors flood the center with support, offering new equipment and funding. Messages pour in from every corner of the globe. A collective pulse of hope focused on one fragile life. For the first time in days, as night falls, Poco sleeps peacefully, his breathing calm, his body finally at rest. The team dares to hope, but remains ready. The fight for his survival isn't over. Weeks pass. The steady beeping of monitors becomes a familiar background hum inside Green Haven's recovery wing. Poco rests inside his quiet enclosure, wrapped in layers of soft blankets, surrounded by the team that has fought for him every step of the way. Anna sits beside him every morning, her hand resting gently on his arm. "You're stronger every day," she whispers. "You're not alone." Outside, the world watches. News outlets cover every update. The viral footage of Poco's collapse is now paired with daily stories of his remarkable recovery. Social media explodes with messages of support. "Stay strong, Poco." Watching from Japan. Donating in honor of the dancing gorilla. Donations pour into Green Haven. Animal lovers from around the world contribute to new medical equipment, advanced enrichment programs, and expanded trauma recovery efforts for all the rescued primates. The once modest facility becomes a beacon of hope for captive wildlife recovery. Luis scrolls through the growing list of donors. "We've never seen anything like this," he says in awe. "People from every continent are helping him." Marcus nods, adjusting Poco's latest scan, because they see themselves in him. He fought through trauma, and they want to believe healing is possible. Finally, after long weeks of cautious observation, Marcus delivers the words everyone has waited for. He's ready. A new pool is installed, larger, safer, with padded edges, gradual slopes, and constant supervision. The entire facility holds its breath as the day arrives. The gates slide open. Poco steps cautiously into the enclosure, glancing toward the pool where his accident once nearly claimed his life. The air is thick with quiet tension as staff, donors, and visitors watch from behind the observation windows. Anna speaks softly through the intercom. "Whenever you're ready, Poco." For a moment he simply stands there, eyes locked on the shimmering surface. His breathing steadies. The other gorillas remain in the distance, watching silently. Then Poco steps forward. His fingers touch the water lightly. A ripple spreads outward. His shoulders relax. Slowly he wades in, one step at a time, until his entire body is submerged in the shallow center. And then, in one swift, beautiful motion, he begins to spin. The water erupts in graceful arcs around him. He splashes and twirls, arms moving with controlled energy, not panic. The crowd behind the glass erupts in applause and tearful cheers. Poco's familiar dance has returned, but now steady, calm, and safe. Luis laughs through his tears. He's back. Anna wipes her eyes, smiling wide. No, he's free. News of Poco's return spreads across the globe. The once traumatized infant gorilla becomes a worldwide symbol of resilience, recovery, and the healing power of compassion. His story inspires discussions on captive animal welfare and international rescue efforts. Poco's new dance is no longer just survival. It's a quiet declaration. Trauma may wound, but healing is possible. Poco's story reminds us that even after unimaginable pain, healing is possible. From the brink of death to a global symbol of resilience, his journey shows the power of compassion, patience, and second chances. Around the world, people came together, not just to save one gorilla, but to remind us all that life, no matter how broken, can still find joy again. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more powerful animal rescue stories, and share Poco's journey. Together, we can continue to give hope to those who need it most.